Okay, I think we're gonna kick this off. Welcome everyone to the Microsoft Student Summit Africa 2020. This is our first go at this, and we're hoping to do this every year, recapping the end of our year. So stay tuned for next year. It's going to be around the same time. We're going to host the summit again, the 2021. Hopefully after the pandemic, and we're gonna move forward with this, in a virtual way so that we can reach everyone all at once. My name is Ruth Ferland, and I lead the student and community engagements for the Africa Development Center. This particular summit is sponsored by the ADC, but it's student-led. It's run by your fellow students, the student ambassador, the Microsoft Learn student ambassador. Now, we're going to go more into that. There's the program manager is actually going to talk more about it, so you can look it up and join us as a student ambassador. So without further ado, we're going to go forward with our presentation. Now, Microsoft ADC, last year, we set up 2 development centers last year, one in Nairobi and one in Lagos, and we are growing really, really fast. So hopefully after, this summit, you get to go there, apply. We're available. You could go to careers.microsoft.com, select the student portion of it, and take a look at all the jobs we have available for our sites. Now, this particular summit is 3 days. The first 2 days is set up like a conference. So there are multiple tracks that you can pick and choose on what you want to, attend live. And then if you still want to see the other recording, there will be recording available for you later on. So if you want to see a session that you didn't get to attend live, you'll be able to see those. Please take a look at the website. It's aka.ms/MSSA site to determine what sessions you want to take a look at, and maybe the other sessions that you want to hear about later on as a recording. We have a lot of people on deck for you to speak, the technical sessions, and there's going to be a recruiting session or a recruiting workshop later on. So please stay tuned for that. We've got one for software engineering and another for PMs tomorrow. And on top of that, also later this afternoon today, we are going to talk about ADC in Kenya and what teams we have available in the ADC Kenya. And then tomorrow morning, we will talk about ADC in Nigeria and the teams that are available there. So please stay tuned and see us live. Now I'm going to be playing a video, so I hope it's going to go through perfectly. This is pre-recorded as of last night, and this is by Pablo and Aaron. They run the student ambassador program. So technically speaking, it's actually Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. And it used to be called the MSPs, the Microsoft Student Partners. This is really a perfect way for you to get plugged in and what's going on with Microsoft, the activities that there are available. If you want to be skilling up for yourself, learning for yourself, there are plenty of benefits available for the program. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, and you'll learn more about it. And by the way, this is moderated by Bethany, one of our student ambassadors. So Bethany, let me know if you're actually hearing the audio of this. If not, then we'll have to do something.
No, we can't hear the audio.
I'm sorry?
We can't hear the audio.
We can't hear the audio. All right. Thank you. Then it's a technical issue right off the bat. Keep bear in mind here with me as I reshare and make sure that the audio is being shared. You know, one of the things that that's happened this past year with the pandemic is that the audience is a lot more forgiving for mistakes. And I really thank you for your patience here and for allowing me to correct this audio issue. And hopefully this will go through, and if not, then Bethany will let me know.
Hello, students. Welcome to the Microsoft Student Summit 2020. My name is Pablo Veramendi. I'm the Director of Student Programs for Microsoft, specifically the Imagine Cup and the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program. And I have Aaron Bloom on here. He's one of our Community Program Managers. Aaron, want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Aaron Blum, and I have been with Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program for about a year. I'm responsible for the Europe, Middle East, and Africa region, which covers a large number of countries, so I stay busy. My professional background is primarily in client support, so I naturally tend to focus on the end user experience. And my role is to really try and make sure that all student ambassadors in my region and all the other regions as well are getting the most they possibly can from this program by resolving issues they may encounter and providing, hopefully, meaningful advice and feedback on questions they may have.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I realized I didn't say anything about myself. So again, I'm the director of the program. I also have been at Microsoft for almost 8 years now. You know, I'm very focused on empowering students to get the most they can out of our programs. Just like our mission at Microsoft is to empower every person on this planet to achieve more. I want you as students to achieve more as well. And one of the primary ways to do that is through the Student Ambassador Program. So let me tell you a little bit more about that program now. Well, first, I want to thank all of the organizers of the summit. They are all student ambassadors. They are an amazing group of folks that have put together this great set of content for you all. You know, they're leaders in their countries and their regions. They're doing amazing things. So, you know, please reach out to them, follow them on Twitter, on Facebook, LinkedIn, and see what they're doing, see why they're passionate about the ambassador program. And you could also be a part of this great program and have them as mentors and leaders as well. But thank you all for putting on this amazing summit and for inviting us to be a part of it. So the the Student Ambassador Program is about finding your community. That's more important than ever now that many things are online due to the pandemic. And we want you to amplify the impact that you have about your passion with technology by you know, bringing together your like-minded peers to build these vibrant digital communities across the globe. We want you to learn new skills and help solve real-world problems. You do this by connecting with other students and sharing your passions. We want you to kickstart your career. We have opportunities for you to take certification exams as part of the program and give you that access to resources and mentors as part of your ambassador journey. We also expect our ambassadors to host digital events, guide other students, and you know, skill them up in Microsoft technologies, and of course get that recognition that separates your resume from the pack. So our applications are open year-round. You can apply today. And we onboard students on a quarterly basis. You can visit our site at studentambassadors.com, and our hashtag is #MSFT Student Ambassadors. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook. You can see all the amazing things that these ambassadors are doing in your region and your country by checking out that hashtag. So speaking of these ambassadors, we have over 3,200 ambassadors across 1,200 universities in 85 different countries. It's been amazing to see the growth of this program, specifically in Africa, over the last year or two. We've seen double the size of the program double in many countries in Africa, Nigeria and Kenya and South Africa, and we're just seeing more and more growth every quarter. So we love to see that. We love the enthusiasm for the program, and we want to see you join the program as well if you're interested. So please do think about joining us to see what these students are doing during the summit, and obviously what I'll talk about here in a moment about the different benefits. We are 31% female, 69% male, and we want to improve that number. We want that to reflect the ratio of men and women across the globe. So we know we have work to do there, but hopefully women that are watching this right now, this is for you. This program is also for you. So please consider being a part of it. Talk to the women that you saw in that previous slide that are helping organize this amazing event. And it's not just for computer science or engineering students. 33% of our audience is actually non-computer science or engineering, and they're doing amazing things within the program. So don't think that you have to be a coder or an expert. We want you to join the program to learn and grow. What I always say is that any career path or degree program that has a technology component is welcome in the program. And these days, that's everyone, right? What career path and what degree program doesn't have a technology component these days? So we'd love to see you join the program. And we have some amazing benefits in this program. So when you join the program, you get Microsoft 365 with Office and Teams. So you get the full version of Office for your devices, for your phones, or everything. You also get access to Teams. So all the 3,200 ambassadors are on Teams, and they're building community there. They're talking about the amazing things they're doing, sharing their passions, asking and collaborating with other students from across the globe. It's really amazing to see. You also get TechSmith, Snagit, and Camtasia, which is some great software to build your brand online, whether that's creating blogs and doing tutorials or videos and editing those videos and putting captions and whatnot in that. Once you've completed a learning path, so you go to Microsoft Learn, you pick a learning path, any learning path that you're interested in. We really want you to find things that you're passionate about. Once you've completed that learning path, you achieve the alpha milestone. And at that point, you get the $150 of monthly Azure credits, so you can take what you learned on Microsoft Learn and start applying it in a real-world environment online. You also get Visual Studio Enterprise subscription, which gives you access to all kinds of software, so you can create your own dev and test environments with that software. We also give you access to LinkedIn Learning. So as long as you're an ambassador, you get access to LinkedIn Learning, and that helps with your soft skills. We have learning paths on diversity and inclusion, on getting ready for career preparation and finding a job. So a lot of great additional content you can find there. I also mentioned earlier that you get an exam voucher to get certified. So we want all of our ambassadors to leave the program with a credential, with a certification. So all of our Alpha ambassadors get a voucher to take an exam for free. Obviously, you can't take the exam for you. You still have to pass it. So we want you to study hard and prepare for it. But we do want all of you to leave the program with that certification, so you can add that to your resume and have that as part of your journey as an ambassador. We also partner with name.com for a free domain name, so you can create your own domain online and start creating your portfolio of tech projects online. And then, of course, as I mentioned before, we want all of you to host events. Right now, those are virtual because of the pandemic, but in the future, when things return back to normal, we ask for in-person events as well. So this is your opportunity to become a leader in your community, to present, to share your passion for technology, and help empower others by skilling them up in those technologies. And once you've held your first event and that gets approved by our CPMs like Aaron that you met earlier, we unlock or you achieve that beta milestone. At that point, you get a swag kit sent out to you with a T-shirt, some great swag to show your affiliation and your passion for the program. We also give event support, additional access to mentorship, and access to our global summits, which had been in person in the past. This year, this is virtual, but in the future, when we go back to in person, you'll have access to those summits as well. And then we're really looking for the ambassadors that are recruiting, that are mentoring, that are leading tons of workshops, that are getting certified, that are skilling up, that's kind of rise to the top as our gold ambassadors. There are many that are actually part of the team that organized this event. And my team, so Aaron, myself, and the rest of my team, we nominate those ambassadors to be gold ambassadors. And those gold ambassadors get all the other benefits, but they get access to special events like many of them have presented at Build, our top conference at Microsoft, and Ignite, our two top conferences. There's leadership opportunities within the ambassador program for gold ambassadors to help us kind of with the direction of the program moving forward. There's pilot programs that they can participate in. There's MVP mentorship, our Microsoft most valuable professionals. We're implementing a mentorship program for our gold ambassadors for that. And our gold ambassadors could be nominated as MVP. We actually have a gold ambassador from Ghana, Dawuda, who was recently nominated as a Microsoft MVP when he graduated, and is actually an MVP in AI technologies right now. So it's just a really amazing opportunity to continue being part of our community leader program within Microsoft. I briefly mentioned the leagues earlier, just kind of want to go over that. Because it's such a big program, there's 3,200 students, we created these leagues so you can find students that have that same interest in specific technologies or specific ways where you can have social impact. So these are really smaller groups where you can find other ambassadors that are interested and passionate specifically about technologies that you are interested and passionate about. And you can contribute to those leagues by continuing your learning. So for each leagues, we have learning paths so you can continue that skilling experience and understand how those align to job roles that are out there. We also have a lot of workshop content that you can utilize, so you can just run workshops. We already have that available to you, but we also want you, our ambassadors, to create your own content. What are you passionate about? How do you want to teach your peers about different technologies at Microsoft? And then we can reuse that within the program for other ambassadors. They can take that content that you created and then use that in their communities as well. And of course, collaborate on projects, whether that's a project within the ambassador program itself or externally, part of a Cloud Skills Challenge or our Imagine Cup competition. We want you to join together and partner in that. So again, you can visit us at studentambassadors.com. On our website, you can find out about all of our amazing ambassadors. We have a public search, and all of our ambassadors have a public profile. So if you become part of the program, you would have this profile as well, where you can highlight who you are, what you do, your high impact activities, also your social channels. This is a great opportunity for you to build your brand online. We also have our events. So if you maybe are just curious about the program but aren't ready to apply, go check out the events that are happening in your country and see if you can join one. Most of these are virtual today because of the pandemic. So many of them you'll be able to join regardless of what country they're in. So check them out, see what ambassadors are doing, and find out more about the program that way. As I mentioned, you can apply today. Go to studentambassadors.com. You can click on Apply Now. And we have one of our CPMs on the call, Aaron, who can give you a little more insight on what he's looking for in ambassador applications. Aaron?
Yeah, thank you. So when I am reviewing applications, really the thing that I look for most is students with a genuine passion for technology, but also with a real drive to help others and help their communities. I find that the best answers, or the answers that I typically score the highest, are those that demonstrate how the individual hopes to grow personally from being in the program, but also how they hope to use the program to improve their communities. And I really encourage you in your answers to be yourself, relate to personal experiences, because you're unique, and I want to hear about that. And don't be afraid to show your excitement. Really just be genuine, and that is really the best way to, I think, have a successful application.
Awesome, thank you so much. Yeah, it's really great to have Aaron on the call to give you that. Our applications are open now. We'll be onboarding our next cohort in January, but if you apply now, you'll be eligible for the next one in April as well. You can also see some amazing testimonials. You can see Josh is on here. He's one of the gold ambassadors that helped organize this event. He talks about all the leadership opportunities in the program. The ambassadors love being part of a global network and finding those peers that share their passion they may not find in their universities or their local communities. So it's really a great opportunity for all of you to become part of this global community and continue to contribute to your own community by sharing your passion and skilling them up. So again, thank you for having us both on this call, or in this event. We're thrilled to be here. Can't wait to hear about everything that you learn. You know, again, our mission at Microsoft is to empower every person on this planet to achieve more, and this summit is a true testament to that. So again, thank you to the students that organized it. Thank you, Aaron, for joining on this call, and looking forward to hearing more about all the amazing things that you do at the summit. So thank you, and we hope to see your applications coming in. Thank you.
Thank
So I'm gonna stop there for a moment and pause. Thank you so much for listening and all of that. The long video. I hope you learn a lot about the Student Ambassador Program, and I really hope that there will be significant increase in the application and your interest into this program. I wanted to reemphasize that the Student Ambassador Program is really a perfect gateway to getting into Microsoft and even just learning about Microsoft products. Part of it is that you do have to be in front of people. You have to set up your community events within the student community. But the great thing about that is that it enables you to practice public speaking, and it also enables you to practice leadership skills. So really, even if you're not going to be coming in to work for Microsoft or be a technical person, there are really benefits of becoming a student ambassador. So I hope you get to join us and be part of this big happy family. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on to the next part of our presentation. We will have our keynote speaker and later on, so I will be bringing her in, and she's going to close off the session. But I do have a couple more videos to play with you. I hope the video went through fine, the one by Pablo and Aaron. So I do have a couple more, and this is coming from Michael Fortin and Henry Sanders. Now, they are our top most active advocate for student engagement. They are our executive sponsor here at the Africa Development Center, and they're really super psyched that you guys, that we even reach close to, I mean, I don't know, I think we've reached 3,000 registration for this event. So thank you so much for registering and coming to see us. And without further ado, I am going to share my deck again and play the video. So let's see, putting it into the next one. Wait a minute. Nope, wrong one. But before we do that, I forgot about this particular slide. I want to bring this to everyone's attention that really this summit wouldn't have been kicked off without these individuals. These are your fellow students, your friends, the student ambassadors behind the scene, really working tirelessly on planning this event. And whether it was the logistics, the figuring out what tracks to do, and the sessions to put up, the whole agenda, these folks were the ones behind the scenes. So I want to make sure they're properly recognized for all the wonderful hard work for this. This is another thing that you can look forward to as a student ambassador, is you can get to put this in your resume that, hey, you ran a huge event, a 3-day event. So we are going to play the videos by Michael Fortin and Henry Sanders.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mike Fortin. I'm a Corporate Vice President in the Windows and Devices Group at Microsoft. Welcome and thank you for joining our Microsoft Student Summit. Thanks also for the great panel of presenters who will be sharing their insight and expertise. We're very excited about our continued growth and engagement at our African Development Centers in both Nairobi and Lagos. We, and that means all of Microsoft, are engaged on the health and safety of our teams. We all share the view that Africa, particularly the youth, ambition, and talent in Africa, is rising and represents a bright future, not only for the continent, but for global ambitions. I think back to when I was a student, both at college and during my PhD. The most important lesson for me then was simple. You get out what you put in. It's a piece of advice that I think is just as relevant in 2020 as it was back then when I was a student. Ask yourself daily, like I do, are you putting in enough? And with that, I'll hand over to Henry Sanders. Hi, everyone. I'm Mike Fortin. I'm a corporate.
It's the same one. We're going to go to the next one.
Hi, I'm Henry Sanders. I am CVP and CTO in the Azure for operating systems and platforms. I also want to welcome you and celebrate the benefit of being virtual. The pandemic has had enormous downsides, enormous consequences for everybody, but the ability that we have learned from it and have grown from it and have these virtual summits has been a big plus for us from that aspect. Part of our Microsoft culture is to engage deeply with students and universities, and the summit is an example of that. The connections, the summits, the internships, the projects and mentorships, the things that you will get out of this will help prepare you for great success in the workplace. The connections you make may stick with you for years. And having a continued vibrant portion of our team newly from college is a key ingredient for us. We actually really look forward to this and focus a lot on college students bringing in new ideas, new energy, new focus to the company. I encourage you to seek out technology as a tool to achieve more. This is our vision at Microsoft, is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. And I think technology is a key piece of that. And as with Mike, I'll share a couple of thoughts from my college years, which were a long time ago. In college, what I would say is it's important to focus on what interests you, because most people can be good at something for a while if they're not really interested in it, but it's very difficult to be excellent at something if you're not passionate about it. So in college, find the area you're passionate about, hopefully technology, but find something that really interests you, that really motivates you, and make it great. That's what I would say. Thank you.
So I'm going to pause that before I go to the next slide. We're actually still waiting for our keynote speaker, so I'm gonna buy us some more time. And I just want to reemphasize the importance of passion of what you're doing. What Henry Sanders was saying, that what I really that's the same with me as well, that what I really look for from students when they talk to me, when we're doing events, is that what are you passionate about? Is it, don't just pick a particular technology because that's what's the highest paying right now, because in 5 years it may not be. So really do some soul searching or something, and really take a look into yourself and see what makes you happy and what makes you really energetic, enthusiastic about a particular topic. So whether it's still technology or something else, that's really, it doesn't really matter. It's just trying to find out what that is. So as we wait for Tumba to come on, Tumba, I'm just going to share with them my little story so that she's actually on now. So and then I'm going to introduce her. She's amazing. So let me tell you, for those of you that are not technical, my background is actually, my bachelor's is in international business, and my MBA, when I went to get my master's degree, I went for an MBA. So as far as education was concerned, I didn't have computer science. I didn't have that technical degree. However, most of my entire career had been technical. I have been fortunate enough to be able to really learn by myself. So I kind of hacked my own brain a long time ago as a kid, as a college student, on how the best way to learn. So when I graduated from college and I had a bachelor's degree, in international business, I realized that I didn't want to be in import export, and I didn't want to be a financial analyst. I found that out after I already graduated, that I hated it. So during that time, it gave me the opportunity to kind of pitch a project to my boss at that time, and they really, I've always been visionary, so I had this idea that, hey, we could really shorten that time to deliver a service to our customer if we just have a database backed web application. And I pitched this to a bunch of folks, and they were all for it. And then they said to me, okay, we're gonna have you do the application. And that's when I realized I really didn't have the skill set to be able to execute this. But no problem. I got myself off to a bookstore, grab a few books that the clerk had recommended, and that was back then we didn't have the .NET yet, so that was classic ASP, VB scripting, HTML, and SQL Server. And I learned all of that, and then in 2 weeks I had a prototype. So that's when I was fortunate enough to have discovered that passion in development early on in my career, and I quickly pivoted from that. So my recommendation and my, I guess, advice to you all that are still searching is that, you know, it's okay. If you don't know it yet, it's all right, because you'll find it. And just what I'm asking from everyone is that you just make sure that you keep an open mind to opportunities that will come in. All right, and with that note, I am going to pass it over to Tumba. Now, Tumba is I believe she's right now still the only woman software engineering lead at the ADC. So we're super uber proud of her. She leads a whole team of engineers at ADC in Kenya. And without further ado, I am going to pass it over to her so that she can tell us a little bit more about herself and inspire us all. All right, over to you, Tumba. I'm sending you live now.
Hey guys. I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for that introduction, Ruth. By the way, I guess it took me a while to realize that what it meant. Like, oh, because I joined and everyone was like, Shumba, you're the only female lead, and I was like, it's 2020. Why is that a thing? And just to kind of get along, I am legit honored that someone, Ruth in this case, thinks I have words of wisdom that I can actually share, like worth sharing with you all. And I don't take it for granted. I'm pretty stoked that this is a Pan-African audience. I know we have representation from Nigeria and Kenya and from everywhere in between. So welcome, big up yourself. Thank you also for making time to participate in the Student Summit. I wish I had access to more of these in terms of like just a platform where you can hear from people on the inside, and actually not only people from the inside, but people who look and sound like you. That this is nice, and thank you for having me today. And I'll share parts of my story, and I hope to God it inspires somebody. And then before I continue with whatever I've prepared to share today, I think I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Now, Ruth mentioned I am a software engineering lead at Microsoft, and I'm part of a 10-man team, a pretty awesome team. We build tools for Microsoft. That's what our team is charged with or owns. And you see, and what does that mean? We build tools for Microsoft. When you're part of a a company that's in the business of defining tomorrow's technology, what happens a lot of the time is that the things you need to help get you to the level you're aspiring to don't necessarily exist. So my team is charged or is in the business of dreaming up these tools that will make our life easier as a technology company, so that we can continue to be on that leading edge, continue to define tomorrow's technology, like I mentioned before. And some of you are wondering, Connie, how did I get into this? And the truth is, it was a complete and total accident. I left high school, and like every other 18-year-old, when I'm asked what do I want to do, I'm like, I don't know. I'm disillusioned teenager, still hungover from my adolescent hormones. But actually, I remember the first time my folks asked me that question, like, yeah, I want to be a DJ, and like, you know, my folks, I remember they looked at me like, what has this child? What is in that food or water in school? You know, like, what self-respecting African parent will let their child introduce themselves as, yes, I am a disc jockey at the family function? Are you crazy? But I'll let you guys read the details of what my career has involved or evolved to. But just to give you a quick rundown, I actually started out in JKUAT. I did a year in Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, where I was in the electrical and electronics program. So big up on my Hall 2 sister, and I know we are few. And then after my first year at JKUAT, I was shipped to America, and I went and studied. I got a bachelor's in electrical engineering from the University of Wyoming. I did a brief stint there. That was actually my first introduction into software development before I moved in to get my master's in electrical and computer engineering at Colorado State University. Did a stint in the startup world, then transitioned into big corporate companies, and you know, that was fun for a while. Then I decided to come back home. And that's just in summary what I've been about. That's been my journey in terms of how I got here. But I know I have a student audience today, so, and we're not here to talk about like my journey, what steps did I follow to get here, because that looks different for everybody, right? So how do you structure a message that makes sense to this audience? Like, what can you highlight that these guys, as Ruth has mentioned, will leave here inspired? And today I would actually like to talk to you all about depth. And why depth? Like I mentioned in my history, quote unquote, or my career, I've lived in America for damn near my entire adult life. Yeah. And when you live in a different culture, you inevitably pick up stuff, right? And the people who I found that the people who I really, really admired had mastery of their crafts. Yeah. You don't get mastery if you don't put in the work, right? And these guys are really, really good at what they do, and it's like, wow, I want to be like that. What I've learned over the years is, in as much as you're seeking that mastery, it's hard to put in the work, because when you're putting in the work, you're gonna have to put in time, and it's hard to put in time or apply effort in a direction that you don't like. You know, we spend our entire existence trying to stay comfortable, right? So if you like it, you're more inclined to actually spend time and be more interested in it, right? And why am I going so deep at an event that's supposed to be light and fun, blah blah blah, you know, cheerful, welcome to the Student Summit? And it's because I struggle when guys come and they're like, hey Chumba, what stack should I master so that I am better positioned to get a job at Microsoft? Now, whilst that is a totally valid question, it puts me at a weird position, because essentially you're asking me to guide your path, guide your journey with very limited context. That can be interesting. And just to give you some context before I go into exactly why I'm going so deep, I currently lead a team who interact with a tech stack that I have never touched in my life. You know, as in, I come from the firmware world and now I am in application level programming. And when somebody talks about a database, I immediately go to thinking about a big block of memory, and they're just thinking chunks of data. So it's a completely different world. But we've been at Microsoft since July, and somehow we're still able to deliver. So how am I, coming from such a different background, able to come and put together a team and be in a position where the company is like, okay, we made the right bet, these people make sense, right? And it's because I've done my time. I mostly understand the building blocks of software engineering, and I continue to remain a student of the game. But I've done my time. I understand my ABCs, my fundamentals, and that puts me in a position where I can get into the room and contribute fairly quickly, even though I come from a completely different background. So instead of giving you a laundry list of things that you should get good at, HTML, the other day I heard of something called Angular, you know, as in all these things. I'm gonna steer clear of that and say, you guys are students, you're still in the exploration phase, right? There's a reason why even though you're a technical student, they make you take some random humanities. In JQuat, it was called communication studies or something like that. And it's because it's important you're an all-rounded individual. It's important that you explore enough before you go deep, because going deep takes time. And as you're exploring and deciding, I like this, I like this, I like this, whatever you like, keep what you like. What you don't like, throw it away. It's okay. It's okay not to like something, right? And whatever you keep and like, as you continue to whittle down this list into what you love, because you're going to spend time going deep into what you love. That's really the message. Is circumstances may force you not to necessarily do what you like, but no, it's okay. Use that opportunity to pay attention to the things that you do enjoy, right? And I know this is a student summit sponsored by a technical company, but we happen to live in a day and age where technology solves a lot of problems. So the opportunities to get involved from a technical angle are endless, right? And guess what? We're a company that's in the business of monetizing these solutions, yeah? So, and we're also in the business of empowering every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. And by the way, that's not a Chumba original, that's just our mission. That's what's published at the back of our student badges. I mean, not student badges, work badges, good Lord. And that's what we strive to do on a daily basis. So as we're encouraging all our new employees and existing employees to bring their full authentic selves, we also need to move like the gentle giants that we are, and we can't do that without depth. So let me summarize this whole spiel I've been going on about, is that depth is what leads to mastery, and you need to be prepared to do the work. And that mastery will not only come with you having to do the work, you're going to have to put in time. If you're going to be putting in time, you might as well put in time in the things that you enjoy, like, love, right? And we're a tech company that values depth. So whatever tech stack you choose, it doesn't matter, as long as you go deep, understand the first principle, then maybe you'll be ready. Actually, not maybe. I know you'll be ready, and I look forward to interacting with you at the interview table, and even getting you in and onboarding you and ramping you up. And before I wrap up, I need to acknowledge all the women in the room. Whatever. I currently boast a team of 40% women, but I also know there's another team at ADC where there are 10% women. So let me let that sink in. So for every 10 men, there's one woman. That's a harsh environment for anybody, for you just to be yourself. So there's still work to be done. And there's something I've noticed. The more senior you get, the fewer the women, especially on technical parts. And let me explain. And actually, from my experience, the more senior you get, your friends, they get married, they get babies, you know, they transition, because technical careers are very demanding. Don't be cheated. So they transition into a pseudo management role just so that they can get by, because society, we won't get into that, yeah. But as women, I don't think we should settle. I think we can have the best of both worlds. How you create that is up to you. But I think we're speaking to an audience where they're both guys and girls. And for the guys on the call, there's no movement that has made significant headway without us all banding together. Most recently, Black Lives Matter, right? That did not get that amount of momentum until all those races, all the races came together to call out for a cause. And let's also look at history. The women's movement did not make strides until the men joined in. So I'm not saying come and make noise with us. No. What I'm saying is there's an opportunity for you to be actively involved in a minority community within the tech space and be an ally to them. Figure out how, in whatever way that makes sense to you, how do you support the cause where having one woman in every 10 men in a room is not the norm, and we get some balance. The goal here is not to outdo anybody, it's just to get some balance, because data has shown us when you have more diverse voices on the table making decisions, the outcome is a lot better. So that's what I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening to me, and yeah, I'll hand it back to you, Ruth. We are both muted. You're muted.
Can you hear us?
No, I can't hear her. She's muted.
I'm so sorry. See, I made that mistake again. I didn't unmute. But as we had kicked off earlier, the only one of the good things about this pandemic, if there was a good thing, was that people are a lot more patient and forgiving for all the technical mistakes online. So thank you so much for being patient with me as I stumble across my unmute, my mute, and all that stuff. But what I was saying was that, wasn't Chumba awesome? She's phenomenal. And now I want to go back and, grab my coding books, or, go online and get into a learning path so that I can get up to speed with my technical skills once again, because it's been quite some time since I did some coding. But that's so true, what she was talking about, that you really need to get to the depth. So a lot of the folks that I've spoken to, the ones that are successful, is that they take whatever their passion is and really know it. When I was in high school, this is a bazillion years ago, someone had said to me, Ruth, the secret to success is to take what you have that you're passionate about and really do it well. So if you're in sports, you know this terminology, bench warmer, right? And if you're a bench warmer, you better make sure that bench is nice and warm. And that to me, that sinked in, that what that means is that take what you have, really try to master it, and be able to teach someone else about it. Because if you can learn it enough to be able to teach it, then you've learned it well. So the trick that I usually do is that learn with the purpose of teaching, so that you tell your brain that, oh, I need to really learn it so that I can tell it to somebody else. Now, before we completely close, because we're up for time now, the other part that we want to really emphasize is the importance of diversity and being inclusive. We at Microsoft really put emphasis on this. This is our core value across the entire company. And the reason for that is not only is because it is the right thing to do, but also because we are in the business of making products for everyone in the world. And to do that, to achieve that, we need to include everyone. So keep that in mind. And for those women that are maybe disillusioned being in the tech world, please keep at it. You know, I made it this far. I have over 22 years in the tech industry, and I've been super happy in this industry. I never had to, you know, give up my my life, you know, for my career. I was able to balance it off. I've got 2 children and a husband, and having to balance all of that with your career, with your technical career, is it's a little bit challenging, but you can do it. So I encourage all those women to please stay the course in the tech world if you're really into it. As of now, when the registration that we had for this particular summit, there were only 30% women. So I encourage you, I challenge you to please, let's increase that. And there are going to be loads of different programs that we are going to institute across the entire community in Africa, and one of them is Game of Learners. So keep tune of that and really participate, because we need you. So I'm gonna give it back to our moderator, Bethany, to see if there's any questions that you want me to answer in the last 5 minutes of this session.
Okay, give me a minute. Yep. So we had a question. He's asking about the Microsoft Student Ambassador program in Kenya. So it's Andrew from Kenya. And the question is, I work for a Microsoft vendor company in Kenya, but my dream is to be part of the Microsoft mainstream company. Hence, my passion is to join the Student Ambassador program. So he's a master's student doing computer systems. So will he be able to join in the program, and also what other opportunities are there for him to join in Microsoft?
Okay, so if you are a student, it doesn't matter if you're a student, a bachelor student, or a master's student, you are still technically a student. So if you are a student, then you can qualify for the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors program. If you're no longer a student and you do not work for Microsoft, that means Microsoft FTE, not the Microsoft vendor. If you do not work as a Microsoft FTE, then you can be a Microsoft Valuable Professional. So that's the MVP. So that's the professional version of the Student Ambassador. So I encourage you to really look into that. It's the same type of standards as the Student Ambassador. You still have to work with the community, now with the industry community instead of the student community, but it's the same type of activities. It really engaging. We're looking to increase our MVP program as well in Africa, and we hope to see you there. For those of you that are interested in joining Microsoft as an FTE, please go to careers.microsoft.com and look into our available jobs or available roles there that's open. Put in your application. So we're hiring for both entry level and the medium to senior level, and just take a look at our careers page. One thing I can tell you though, that you can't send your CV or your resume to an individual here. You have to apply for it online. If you don't apply, you don't get considered. So please take a look and take it from there. Anything else, Bethany?
No, nothing else. That was the main concern.
All right. Well, we're going to close off this kickoff, and I hope that you get to see all the other sessions that you want to see for this summit. I will call out for those of you looking for a job, I really encourage you to take a look at the recruiting workshop later on this afternoon for software engineering, and the recruiting workshop tomorrow morning for program management. So please tune in for that. Go on live and ask all your questions on the live session. So I encourage you to attend that. And with that, you enjoy the rest of the summit. I'll see you later.